Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stories with Stevo podcast that might be later named the Local Man podcast. We have here on the line, live and direct, the Trincity footballing legend, Joel Johnson. I know he played in several leagues and he played in several tournaments. So he has, I think, probably about 10 years, 10, 15 years footballing experience. About that. He'll correct me if I'm wrong.
About 10 years.
About 10 years of footballing experience. So we just have him live today. Joel, say hi to the people.
Hi, good day. Nice to be here and speaking to you all today.
Cool. So we'll jump right into it. We know this COVID-19 have everybody on lockdown. So how you are going through the COVID-19, not being able to play football? You personally?
Well, before this, it was even a thing. I stopped playing football a while back due to a knee injury. I mean, I still take my little sweat here and there, but as for playing with a team or anything like that, that's on a hold for now until I get some therapy on my knee. Other than that, just staying home, staying safe, not really doing anything much, exercising, trying a few recipes. Mightn't come out as good as I thought it would, but I try nothing.
All that in it, all in it. Everybody knows new skills and things.
Yeah.
All right, so Joel kind of introduced me to football back in the day. So we'll go to back in the day. I know Joel's favorite team is Arsenal. So let's start to talk about Arsenal. Describe to me what you think is the rise and fall of Arsenal. Because right now, everybody's opinion, Arsenal is at a low point.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say low, but I'll say we're not where we should be. I think the problem that Arsenal faced over the last few years was having limited funds. When we moved over to the Emirates Stadium from Highbury, the Emirates Stadium is a world-class stadium. It actually costs a good few billion. I believe that the money, we didn't budget enough. We didn't budget properly because at the end of the day, I don't think it was Arsene Wenger's fault that Arsenal started to lose popular players because we had to sell in order to keep the club up and running, because if you don't have money, you can't function in the Premier League, especially at that level. So I think when we moved from Highbury to Emirates Stadium, the board didn't inject enough cash into the running of the club, which then forced Arsene Wenger to having to sell some of the best players like Robin van Persie, Fabregas, Chesney, Nasri, all those players that we saw back in the day. Well, I mean, what you do? Hopefully the future is bright because if you look at Liverpool now, back in the day, Liverpool was 8th, 7th, finishing that there consistently. And now they brought three or four new signings that really pumped the club up, and now they're Champions League champions and on the way to the winning Premier League, depending on what decision you make for the COVID-19 situation.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because for the average fan, they probably wouldn't know about how the signings go for Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
But in basketball, even when you have rookies, you would have them for a certain amount of years.
Right.
So you would have had your young players. I don't know if the contracts are the same. You'd have them for a certain amount of years, and usually.
Oh, sorry.
And usually at the end or coming close to the end of the contract is when they mature. Usually in the NBA is usually 6 years for the rookie contract. So you get a bunch of rookies, and by the 4th season, you're looking to get a championship. So explain to me how it works in football and if that could be done for Arsenal.
Okay. Well, in the Premier League, at least in England, other leagues as well, we have youth academies. So there'll be like two teams. So there'll be like there means they're like under 18 and under 17 and thing. But in youth academy, the under 23s, that's where we get the homegrown players from. So depending on what country you're from, if you're from England, it'll be English homegrown players, German homegrown players. So actually, Arsenal had a lot of homegrown players.
Right.
We had Nketia, we had Chuba Apcom, Zalalim, this guy who's what's his name? I can't remember right now, but we had a lot of homegrown players. And what Arsene Wenger did right was investing in those players. So I believe we will have the homegrown players inside the academy, and they could be called up to the first team whenever the coach feels they're ready. I believe they have to be over 16. So what Arsene Wenger did was bring a lot of them up into the first team and develop them over time, playing them in like smaller games like the FA Cup and the Carling Cup and those things. And even a little bit when we were in Europa League, they got a little play. And yeah, that's how it works. We were good at that, and I believe that was the key to keeping Arsenal up while we didn't have as much finances to play around.
Let's talk about local football. What is your opinion on local football? Ways to improve local football is a running topic at every corner, every shop, every time, because we know usually for sporting events like World Cup and stuff, we always try to look after 2006. We always have that glimmer of hope that Trinidad might qualify. We're not like the big countries where we expect to bring our World Cup title home. But to qualify and be a part of it, and usually for the qualifiers, I know a lot of us usually watch the Trinidad squad for those moments. We don't really follow the Trinidad squad other than qualifiers and other than qualified.
True.
What do you think is the problem with the Trinidad squad? I know Dennis Lawrence was the last coach, and I believe he got fired. So elaborate on that.
Well, you made a very good point in terms of, we're talking about the fan base, the locals. I think we need to be more patriotic in terms of supporting the team year round, not just when we make it. Because a lot of people don't know that qualifiers start as early as years before the actual World Cup. And the way we get into World Cup is by, every few months we're playing some qualifying games. But I believe that if Trinidad had more support from the fans, it would encourage the government to inject more money into the sporting sector, which will then allow us to get more and better coaches, better training equipment, and those kind of things to really advance the team to compete on the level they need to be on. I don't believe that the government of Trinidad and Tobago puts enough money into sport. I recently finished my degree at the University of Trinidad and Tobago doing sports management. And we had a class called Sport Tourism. And the thing is that if the government explores the possibility of having, teams come down here to train, well, let me explain firstly what I meant. There's a thing where the international teams may have bad weather, like too cold, like storms and so on, and they come down to the Caribbean countries to train, to use our facilities and stuff like that. And the reason why that's so important because it brings exposure to the country, one, it brings tourism, two, and also revenue. So what I believe we should be doing is injecting more money into the sporting sector of Trinidad and Tobago, and not as much as we like to depend on oil and tourism, and so the sporting industry is $1 billion industry, and if we get it right, who knows where Trinidad could be.
Which is true, but just like how in different European places you would know, like Barcelona and Real Madrid, and these places are real places. I don't think locally like at least for me, I don't know what is Tunapuna squad. I don't know if somebody from Port of Spain. We know about W Connection and we know Army and police and these things, but I don't think these things are really pushed because I don't know where to get a police shirt. Well, I don't know where to get a W Connection jersey with my favorite player name. I don't even know where to get a Trinidad and Tobago. Everybody you see does be rocking a 2006 Trinidad and Tobago Germany jersey, and that's the last that we have.
No, you could get that one. You could get that. I mean, and that's all part of the branding and the advertisement of sports in Trinidad and Tobago. I think that, I mean, yeah, you could get it there. I think it's possible. I think what we need to do as a country is really show our support and try to push the government into really putting the resources we need to really establish sport. But because I remember in 2006 when we made it to the World Cup. I mean, that was a big thing. I mean, I went to the airport. You couldn't even move. The long stretch coming up from Orange Grove there.
Right.
Golden Grove. You couldn't even move. So we had to stay where we were and actually watch the parade from inside the car. We couldn't even make it to the airport.
Yeah.
And I think that is that was one of a surreal moment, like just watching the team come on this. I think it was a truck. I don't think it was a bus. I think it was a truck.
Right, and back in the truck.
And we were waving to them, and everybody's wearing red. And I don't think, besides Carnival, I don't think there's any other occasion that brings the country together like that moment.
Right. Well, I mean, as Trinidadians, typically we just gather when we win because we saw the same thing with Keyshawn Walcott. Nobody really knew about Keyshawn Walcott, and then when he win gold, it's like, hey, national hero. Same thing, we line up. But to go and watch Keyshawn throw javelin, nobody not going and watch Keyshawn throw javelin. I mean, sometimes I know they sell tickets for the matches, some of the local matches, and
exactly.
The stadiums is be half empty or even empty, but to me, it's not publicized enough. And I am watching it in relation to how, okay, you tune in to, like you're watching Sports Max or you're watching anything. And I even saw Jamaica doing it, where Sports Max was showing Jamaica games. And I was like... The school football.
Yeah, they really support that school football.
And I was like, what? You're showing me Jamaica school football, and I train, and I'm like, but we just have school football. Like, where is support for school football? Or
let me know. No, but I think the school football in Trinidad, the secondary school league is shown on live. I think you have to go on either YouTube or Facebook on their Facebook page.
But exactly. Why I must turn on my TV and see Jamaica being advertised on TV, but for me to watch my own local, I had to go on Facebook and follow a link that man sent me to go and watch it. I find you could do better. I mean, I don't know what level it is at. I'm not probably saying not the secondary schools, but at least the bigger games.
Yeah.
And push it as a.
I think even if you advertise that and you show it on like a TV6 or a CNC3 or something like that, I think more youths will want to go up and actually play this sport and be exposed to it and so on. Because if I was in secondary school playing football at intercal level, or even below that, the normal East Zone level or whatever.
Right.
And I see cameras and things coming out, and I inform when I'm watching the bigger fellas play. I say, nah, boy, I have to be in this. So I will go train hard and do what I have to do just to get to the team and get that exposure. So you have to put incentives out there for people to actually come out and and enjoy the game.
Because we watching and in my opinion, I think probably Dwight York reached the highest level of notoriety from Trinidad and Tobago. But this generation, I mean, our generation, would I get the last glimpse of him because we saw him go and kind of lead the 2006 World Cup squad to that qualifier. But this generation now, people born in like 2000, 2001, the people who will be, surprisingly, they will be 20, 18, 19, 20 now. They didn't have that experience of that qualifier. They would have been, what, 6 when we were going, when we were lining up to see Dwight, they would have been 6. They wouldn't have really know what went on now. So, what, in your opinion, what could we do? Because nobody, at least around me, nobody don't grow up and say, I want to be a striker for W Connection. But they would say, I want to be a striker for Barcelona. You understand?
I mean, they're aspiring high.
I mean, yeah, but
I understand what you mean. I really, when I was younger, I did a little stint with Joe Public, and then went to Trinidad Nationals. That's a local team in Trinity, headed by Coach Joe Warwick. And that is where I really learned how to play football, like in my area, like growing up. The first piece of ex-football I was exposed to was some older guys on my street who still live here. And they used to run a little 3-a-side, 4-a-side, and I used to with my little stuff wearing off my little short pants and slippers and say I could get a little kick. No boy, go in your house, whatever. So then you try again and say, I'm gonna get a little sweat now, then we give you a little 2 clicks and whatever. And then from there, you get to enjoy the game. Went over across to Trinity Nationals, learned more trade there from not more trade, but learned how to play football from Mr. Joel Warwick. And then I would have played with Trinity a bit for the under 15 and under 17 team. I mean, I wasn't no big professional, but I just enjoyed the game and I just wanted to play. So, that's what I did.
And which is something I don't mind. I don't mind people coming out to enjoy the game and stuff. But we see it in other countries where people coming out to enjoy the game and they're also getting compensated highly. Because in America, even soccer in America is growing. And a lot of people, and we know people who are in our class who wanted to go away to play soccer, if not in Europe, in America.
Right.
Why is it that we can't facilitate that down here? And to me, it's not that hard to at least keep the talent down here to further the sport, in your opinion.
Well, that's the thing, that's the branding. Let's go back to the branding, I believe, because when you turn on the TV, what you're seeing Queen's Park Savannah, or you're seeing Camp Nou Stadium in Spain. I mean, it's what you're seeing, not what you want. So, I mean, it could be 2 things. It could be either that the footballers want to experience the highest level of football, which would be international football, or they just go by what they see. Because from a young age, I'm not going to lie to anybody, I probably went about 2 or 3 Trinidad games. Because they just weren't enticing to me. To me, it seemed more like a party atmosphere more than a football game. And I mean, I don't mind because, you want the energy and you want the vibrations in the stadium. But at the same time, it more seemed like it didn't really attract me in the way that I wanted to go and see a game like at Arsenal or at Barcelona in Spain. So I don't know. It comes down to the individual and what you really want to achieve. For me, if I had things my way, I would have gone to the top level of Intercal. I'd have loved to play for the Trinidad and Tobago national team and probably some teams in the US, Canada, and who knows, maybe England. But I didn't apply myself like how you have to apply yourself in order to reach that level. So I just ended up playing for recreation. So it really depends on the individual.
Because I went to a few Trinidad and Tobago matches, and as a fan, you can really see the difference. Like when we close to qualifying, and I keep saying that, when we close to qualifying or we need to beat a team, you can see the energy. And I remember going in the stadium. The stadium was packed. We had to stand up, and the whole crowd was doing the Mexican wave and all of them things. I can't remember if it was for the Women's World Cup or if it was for us to qualify. But I just remember that atmosphere, like just being packed, some of the seats, you know how the stadium is, some of the seats ain't good. You have to sit down on the ground, men sit down in the aisle, all that kind of thing. Men talking, men cussing when they miss a goal. saying all kind of things, saying why this one didn't pass so, but all of that is part of the vibes now. All of that is part of the energy, but it's not there consistently. It's always when we close to the top or when we reach the top, you just see that kind of energy. We don't have that energy right through.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but hopefully, that's why the younger generation is so important, huh? Because you have to teach them to love the country, be patriotic. You know, you have to encourage them to go games. Because I remember my dad was telling me a while ago, back in the day, the stadium used to be full, you know.
Yeah.
Like, people used to pay their money. Nuts man come out, hot dog man come out, you know, snacks for the children and everybody. Used to have like games and so on for the children to play. And the stadiums used to be full. So I don't know if it is the power of technology, the way you can get everything on your straight to your phone. I don't think the younger generation is not interested in going out and supporting the teams, but I think it's up to the younger generation if you want to see an upcoming rise in sport in Trinidad and Tobago, not just football, because all sport is important. We have to encourage them. I mean, we're still young too. I only now reached 26. We have to go out to the games and support. That's the only way the sport will develop in Trinidad.
Shout out to the Trinidad and Tobago team and the people who out there playing. We will try to come to more of your games.
Definitely.
Let people know about the games, push the games.
And advertise a little bit more and we'll come on, man.
So going back to international, name your top 3 Arsenal players of all time.
Top 3 Arsenal players of all time, definitely Thierry Henry. One of the best strikers who ever played the game. My personal favorite player of all time. Second to Iniesta, of course. Secondly, I would go with Ashley Cole. I mean, underrated player in my opinion. A lot of people will disagree. A lot of Arsenal fans will disagree with me because he went across to Chelsea after. But Ashley Cole in his prime was a dangerous left back. Always had Cristiano Ronaldo in his pocket. And my third favorite Arsenal player of all time has to be Dennis Bergkamp. I mean, that man was like a magician, the Dutch magician, the real flying Dutchman. Not Robin van Persie. Dennis Bergkamp was the one.
Didn't Robin van Persie play for you?
Yeah, sometime ago.
Sometime ago.
Yeah. I mean, he was good for us. I mean, he went to our rivals, but that's football, man. He probably had his personal decision, but we got a better offer, so who knows? But that's football these days. Loyalty not really in the game anymore. So
let's talk about that. Let's talk about trades and different trading. Well, I'm talking from a basketball perspective for trading, but how do you think in football? Well, first of all, explain to the public how trading goes in football, and also talk about the fans, because I know long time, at least for me, once Ronaldinho moved, I moved with Ronaldinho. So I started off loving Barcelona. Then when he moved, I moved with Ronaldinho. But some people say yes, stick with that team, and some people say stick with that player. So explain how the trading goes in football, and then explain your opinion on.
In football is fairly simple. Trading, we don't really use the term trading, but we use the word transfer.
Right.
And for example, so if I was playing for, or let me say if you were playing for Barcelona, and then it depends, because they may have a release clause where my team could pay for you in your release clause and just take you once the negotiations go well.
Right.
But I think it's pretty straightforward. You scout the player, you send some scouts to view the player, you have talks with them, you put an initial bid in for the player, so let's say it's about 30 million. The club will either accept or ask for more, or just deny completely. If they accept the offer, so let's say it's 35 million, they accept the offer, then the player now flies into the country, or if it's the same country, stay in the country.
Right.
And they negotiate, the amount of time you want to spend with the club, either whether it be 3, 4, or 5 years, your salary, your goal bonus, those kind of things. So it's a pretty straightforward process. And you can remember the second question.
The second question is, as fans, how do you
Oh yeah,
treat with
right.
the
Yeah. In football, is mostly stick with your team. I would have to say that, and because I mean, when Thierry Henry went to Barcelona, I was well, that was like heartbreak for me.
right,
So, but I still followed him. I mean, I would say, in order to follow him, you'll have to watch a few of Barcelona's games.
right,
But I was Arsenal true and true. I mean, they get me upset to the point where I want to break my TV. But I always loved them. I have a lot of Arsenal memorabilia around my room. And, you know, even if your favorite player leaves, you still stick with your team. I don't know how it is in basketball because I find the traits a little wild in basketball. I don't know if you can explain that part to me.
well, for us, the thing is, why I would say players, because when I first started watching basketball, my favorite team actually was the Houston Rockets, because
Okay.
they had Tracy McGrady. But
Okay.
the Houston Rockets of 2007 and the Houston Rockets of 2020 is two completely different teams.
That's not that's the team James Harden played for.
Right. So that is the team
Yeah.
James Harden. I'm not saying I don't like James Harden, but I like the 2007 Rockets. I liked how they play. I like the style of play. I enjoyed watching the games. And this Houston Rockets is a completely different Houston Rockets. So my thing is, and I'm not saying every season I will change teams, because for the entirety of Dwayne Wade's career, I like Dwayne Wade. So after Houston, it was Miami.
Yeah, everybody know that Miami plays hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miami was for 10 years. And then when Dwayne Wade retired, it was like, okay, well, now I need to, for me to enjoy it, because the Miami Heat team now, and this is the team that's headed to make the playoffs. It's not the same team that I would have watched growing up. So the same thing in football. I know when I used to watch football, it was Barcelona and then Chelsea, and then I kind of stopped watching. Stop watching football after that. Right. But the Chelsea team now, and I can't even name half the players on the team. And the Chelsea team with Drogba and Lampard, yeah,
Balak, Ivanovic. But the thing is with basketball, correct me if I'm wrong, but only 5 players will be on the court at a time, right?
Right, correct.
So I think it's easier to move across teams because of the lack of numbers on the field. So you see in football, we have 11 players on the pitch, right?
Right.
So if one of those 11 players leaves and goes on a transfer, I mean, you still have 10 more players. You understand?
Right.
And they might have a few on the bench who you may like. So, I mean, it could be easier for basketball fans to switch over because, you know, if let's say two of your best players leave and they go to the same team, I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah.
And you've seen them, you know, them getting on a real good in there, you know. You might just say, okay, let me just
go across to that team.
Yeah, let's go across to that team. So, I mean, that's my thinking. I'm not sure.
Okay, cool. Let's get to your opinion on that. So I have a few questions to you, personal questions. What are your top 5 players locally and internationally?
Locally meaning friends or like just players from the football team?
Just players from the football team.
All right. Internationally, my current favorite players, one would be Ozil.
Right.
A controversial player for a lot of reasons, but he's one of my favorite players. I love to see Kevin De Bruyne from Manchester City play. I mean, the way he bossed the English Premier League since he came across, I mean, is amazing. My third favorite player would be Alisson from Brazil, the goalkeeper from Liverpool. I really like his humility in the game. And he's a top keeper. My fourth favorite player, this not in any specific order, will have to be Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, the hard work he puts in. I know there's always a debate whether it's Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. I think Messi is pure skill, pure talent. Cristiano Ronaldo is hard work, and I could more respect the hard work part of the game. Because anybody can be born with a skill, but it's how you utilize it. I mean, Messi utilized his skill, but Cristiano, it seems to me that his hard work put him in a position more than the skill he has. So that'll be my fourth, and my fifth. I can't really think of anybody offhand right now, but I would say Lacazette from Arsenal. I mean, he's a cool striker. Like you can tell by the way he celebrates that he loves what he does. I mean, he's going through a little slump right now at Arsenal, but he will catch himself back. So those will be my five.
All right, and five local.
Okay, well, since local football wasn't really like prominent as it was back in 2006 or before that,
Right.
some of the players I like Jovan Jones. He reminds me of a friend I have up here. I mean, the way he plays. I think he recently got a transfer, but I think he was playing in the United States before. I like Kevin Molino. Back in the day, as much as people say Sturgeon was a loafer, I find the man stand up to all the criticism and she showed to be a good player.
The man had the goals and the capsters.
Yeah, he have the numbers. So I mean, as much as you see the offside or whatever people say about him, he still made it through. Kevin Jones, I actually used to watch him at Stoke City in the Premier League, playing. Every time he scored, he'd do a little backflip or whatever.
Right.
Not the most clinical striker, but of course he's a local, so you must support that.
Right.
I think I have one more.
Yeah.
One more. I have to go into Dwight York. To be very honest, I haven't seen every single one of Dwight York's best moments, but the fact that he played for Manchester United, coming from Trinidad, and be one of Manchester United legends, that just have to be. I mean, it's a given. You understand?
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, you just have to respect that. So yeah, that'll be my top five.
Your top five teammates
that I ever played with.
that you played with.
Alright. I'll have to say Ashel first. Ashel Edwards, who used to go QRC and Northgate.
So you're doing this one in order then.
As it comes to me, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, he used to go QRC and Northgate. I think he's currently studying abroad. I'm not sure the college right now. But at times, I find when me and him play, it's like clockwork. If you understand what I mean, it's like we understand each other's play. I mean, just the other day we went to Ball Park in Mokoya, and we beat about 10 teams straight. I mean, we were just knocking, scoring. I mean, that was a real nice sweat. I mean, even before when we used to play at Northgate together, I mean, I was a centre back and he was a forward, but I just like the way we used to like understand each other. I would give a long ball to him and he would get it, and just have a nice understanding. Secondly, Evans Joseph used to go to Arima Comprehensive and Northgate. I mostly sweat with him. I never really played on a big field with him, probably once or twice. But I find me Evans is like a Xavi and Iniesta kind of. As again to the public, I'm not a professional footballer, but I mean, me and Evans was like just just synced up in every single way. Like we would just be dominating Sweat on Friday in Northgate and whatever. Thirdly, it'll have to be my trainer, Atiba Downs. We played at TCT in the Intercampus League one season, and both of us played centre back. And what I really liked about it was the communication between us. It was like very respectable, very uplifting, trying to help each other better our games. Fourth, we have to beat Keshawn Pilgrim. We used to go to Northgate.
KP.
Yeah, KP. That's the word there. I played centre back while he's playing goalkeeper, and we had a very good understanding. I mean, his ability to read a game was far none. He may not have been the most professional keeper, the best keeper out there, but what he did for his level was amazing for Northgate in his time. So I really respect him as a player. And for the fifth, I would like to say you, Stephen, but nah. The kind of bad boy I think used to get me back in school. At all.
This guy, man.
Samuel Williams. Samuel Williams, who went to Northgate as well. And he also goes to, he played in the church league with me on Quarry League. He and I also have a good playing relationship, and he's very determined. He's very rough, he's aggressive, but he understands the game. I think one of his favorite players is Zidane. Yeah, I think he always mentioned that. So, and he does kind of have the touch like Zidane, not 100%, but you know, he have it.
Zidane is an aggressive player, so once you mention Zidane, what?
Just because he man headbutt a man don't mean he man's an aggressive player.
I mean, that's the man don't to play.
No. Man's a man of grace and beauty, you know. Don't let that headbutt fool you.
Nah, but Zidane is a big one, talented.
Yeah.
You scored a goal in secondary school.
Exactly.
We have to bring it up. I will show the goal, but I want to know what was going through your mind. Was it a free kick? Was it a pass? Was it a shot?
Okay. First of all, I don't think the goal scored.
No, it didn't score.
It didn't score. But I kicked, basically, I think you're showing the video, right?
Yeah, I'll show the video.
Okay. So basically, I believe I kicked the ball from a little bit after halfway line. It was a free kick. And I mean, I was in two minds. I think we were winning 1-0 at that point against Hillview College.
Right.
And we got a free kick. I looked at the ball, I looked at the goal, you know, do a little maths in my head, a little physics. And I say, okay, well, let me go for it. And I mean, a lot of people asking me, Joe, that was a cross. I say, well, it could have been, could not, who knows? I know, and I think it was a shot at goal. And yeah, so you'll see for yourself, you'll be the judge, but if that has scored, that would have been probably my best moment in football.
We'll let the public in the comments debate whether it was a shot or
I think it was a shot.
But talk to me a little bit about our secondary school squad. I know we I think we went from unranked to almost qualifying for Intercal. So talk about, and you were the captain on that team, so talk about the journey from being unranked to almost qualifying.
Okay, well, and for those of you who didn't go to Northgate, it was a very small school. It's about 300, it's about over 300 students. And what we really wanted to do in that time was to make a statement for the school and really try to improve the football. So what we did, we held a meeting with the principal and all of us together. It wasn't just me as captain going to, like, the whole team was like together, like with a good chemistry. I remember we had players like Deacon, Asher, Titre, Daniel Bayer, Lindell Bayer, Brett Garbo, Keshawn Pilgrim, Javon Peters, Ethan Joel. I can't remember who played left back. I think Ethan played left back. If I'm forgetting anybody here, sorry. But I really find that team, for some reason, just had a gel with it. But I remember we won 6 out of the 8 games we played.
Right.
One of the most notable games we had was against Matura. A few things happened in that game. I don't want to go back to.
We shouldn't talk about. Let me not talk about that game.
I think we had that on film as well. Yeah. But I think that was one of our notable games. I think the game finished 5-4. We scored in the last minute. I think it was Akil Deacon who scored the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And we just found ourselves in second place. I think we dropped to third. That's why we didn't make it to Intercal. Or was it that we were first? Not sure. That was about 8 years ago. But we really tried to make that push. And the thing is, we hardly had a coach for that whole time. We trained ourselves. Different players from the team came together. I would have to give that was a long time ago, but Keshawn and you, Stevo and Linda, by a lot of commendation, because all of us together always made things happen. I mean, we had to find our own transport to the game sometimes. We had to stop at Maxi, tell the man, hey, turn around, we late.
Yeah.
Not the same Hillview game. Yeah, sometimes we didn't get our the school shot at Maxi.
Yeah.
And I mean, that team was just a fun period. Like, we always used to look forward to games, and even when games got postponed, you could tell on the fellas' faces that we was ready to play today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we had a lot of support from the school, which is highly appreciated, and from the principal and teachers. So that was really a fun time. Like, sometimes I really wish I could go back to those times and really soak it in a little bit more.
I think that was one of the best teams, if not the best team that got game.
I think it was the best. Not trying to be cocky, but I think that was the best team that ever came out on Northgate.
True. So let's talk about post that career. I know you went into the coaching of the subsequent teams, and I know you coached a few teams. So talk about the transition from being a player to actually going into coaching.
I actually just coached Northgate for a short while. I was put in charge of the under 14 or under 16 team. I'm not too sure. I can't remember right now. But it was a new experience for me because I had no prior coaching experience.
Right.
I was put in charge of a lot of guys who actually could not play football, but were interested in doing it.
Right.
And as a coach, you can always respect. I mean, I know even though you may lose a few games, you could always respect people who want to learn,
right.
People who are disciplined, and people who, just interested in playing the game. I mean, a lot of the guys were not football savvy, as if I could say.
Right.
But at the same time, it was fun coaching them, because just see the determination. Like, I remember this one guy. He had a slight disorder. I can't remember his name, but you could tell he enjoyed it. Like, he looked forward, like, he used to play on Saturday mornings at Eddie Hart, train there. And he used to be the first one there. He said, Coach, I'm going to get a ball to kick. And he go and kick the ball. And he said, Coach, come on. So I used to come on, I used to go and run into him and play while waiting for the other guys to come. So it was more than like a coaching experience. It was more like a learning experience for me as well, because I learned how to communicate with people younger than me. I learned how to be patient. I learned how to be responsible, because remember, when the parents leave, I'm in charge of the safety of the students. So it really taught me a lot going forward, and I really hope one day I continue coaching, get a proper certification, and take it to another level.
Nice. Also talk about your transition to being a PE teacher. I know you're a PE teacher for a little while. Go in secondary school, and I tell people that back when we used to have to do PE, we were both in our slimmer days. I know Mr. Brown used to have us running. Some of the things that he taught us, I know before we go and play football, he used to try and teach us the value of fitness. And a lot of people, I know at time he told us we just need to do one drill before we go and play football. I know everybody thirsty to go and play football. And after that drill, we didn't want to play football again. It was so painful. But
I think I came in. I wasn't in Norgate at Mr. Brown's playing teaching PE because I came in Form 4.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but I think I could catch on to what that exercise was.
Yeah, it was so painful.
Yeah.
Talk about the value of physical fitness, especially to younger people who want to get into football. I know sometimes, usually, you would think, yes, I'm playing football right through, so I have to be fit, but that is not always the case. So talk a little bit about physical fitness and your advice as somebody who's coached and also who did PE for a little while.
Okay. I mean, fitness is everything. Fitness is life. Fitness is not just about running or anything. It's people often say it's 80% diet, 20% work, which is true in some way, but they also want to get. I would say 50-50 is a better ratio. I mean, being fit is so important in sport because your mind will be saying, okay, I want to run past that person, and then I'll belt him, put a goal, and I'll score.
Right.
So you kick the ball, you're running, and then you realize the belt not going off because you can't even reach the other side of the man because, the heart had to pump a little too fast, the respiratory system kind of overworking itself. So, fitness is very important. When I was at UTT, we had a course called sport. I think it's sports and fitness.
Right.
And Stevo, the amount of things I learned from that class, I didn't even know. I mean, I thought that's really doing a little jog around the mall in the morning, or but increase my fitness. But there's a lot more like doing body weight exercises, watching how much calorie your calorie intake, those kind of things. I think it's like people these days, because if you really look at a lot of these savannas in Trinidad and Tobago,
right,
you always see a lot of people exercising these days. A lot of people, because I believe that the fitness level in Trinidad wasn't where it was supposed to be over the last few years.
Right.
And I believe that the fear of becoming sick or getting any other disease is what really led people to trying to lead a fit life. I know even my dad, every morning he's go up to Cora and take a jog up, and not a jog, but a jog and a walk, and walk back down. And he does that every Saturday morning religiously.
Right.
And my mom does a little workout in front of the TV there. Well, the sister didn't reach that level yet, but hopefully I can encourage her to do it. And I do a little fitness training with my personal trainer in Port Spain. So I think it is very important, whether you play a sport or not, to keep your fitness levels up, to watch your diet, watch how much calories you're taking in, how much sugars, how much salts. It's not that hard. Just make a little journal and, find some recipes where you could, eat healthier. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube. You don't have to pay anybody to help you get fit. There's a lot of simple videos on YouTube that can help you, reach your goal.
You brought up an interesting point before, the mentality of sports as well. And I was explaining to a teammate of mine, well, we have a basketball tournament that we play. Yeah. And I was explaining to him that when I used to play when I was younger, things that I could have done, well, I was never the fastest person, but obviously I was faster than I am now. Because, over the years I've put on a few pounds. So I was telling him that things that in my mind, when I used to play basketball at 16, 17, and things that in my mind now at 25, I can't do it because physically I can't do it. Mentally I can do it because I know if I bounce the ball here and I run this way, I could get the ball and I could do this, or I could pass the guy and do this and beat him off of speed. But now I can't do it. Talk about that mentality, because I know you said you got injured, and a lot of people in sports deal with injury, even if it's not physical injury. Some people like me who struggle with weight gain and getting bigger and stuff, and still playing, because I still play basketball. But talk about the connection between the mentality and what you can do physically.
Okay. With my injury, I think it progressed over time. It was my left knee.
Right.
Um, and just I think is knowledge, knowing how to deal with certain situations. Because if I knew what I know now, I'd have gotten my knee back in order a long time ago. Hopefully, with some therapy or maybe a slight surgery or something like that. But I think I took too long in order to deal with that. Um, I find the physical and the mental aspect it kind of intertwines itself because at our age, 25, you're looking to settle down on a job, get married, have kids, and life comes at you. Life doesn't wait for anybody. So
Right.
I believe you should always make time for your personal health. It's not even just fitness. Just you don't have to be like the fittest person with the biggest muscles and those things. You just have to treat your body right. Eat right, exercise. Walking. People underestimate walking. Walking is a very effective way to keep your fitness levels up. Just walking every day for about half an hour. So I think the fitness, the mental, sorry, and the physical aspect intertwines itself. You have to think in your mind, okay, I can do this, and I could become fit, and I could maintain my life how it goes around me. But I mean, it's just 30 minutes a day. We have 24 hours. It's be sleeping for like about 9 of those hours, and we're working for about 8 of those hours. So just have a little time for just walk, a little jumping jacks, squats, lunges, planks, anything you could do to keep your body active. That's the most important thing.
Okay. Let's move on to the next segment. I have a few questions for Joel. We have a prize in studio here. If you get 5 out of the 10 questions correct, you will get a prize.
Are these easy questions or hard questions?
These are questions surrounding football, which you should know.
Wait, pause. Before we begin, right? You see dates? Dates? When whoever was playing on this date, when anything else? Let me go. Let's see what I can do.
Alright, so let's pull up the questions. The first question. What was the first team that Thierry Henry played for?
In his
Professional
senior
career. Yes.
Senior career.
Senior career.
It's between Monaco and Juventus. I believe it's Monaco.
Alright.
Correct?
I got that one. Who is the current captain of the Arsenal squad?
Emre Aubameyang.
Okay. How many FA trophies does Arsenal have?
How many?
FA Cup trophies does Arsenal have?
I think 8.
That's your final answer?
Wait. No, not 8. It's 12.
That's your final answer?
Well, I guess I can't make any more guesses, so yeah.
And now, Arsenal actually has 13 FA Cup trophies.
I was close.
How many Champions League titles does Arsenal have?
None. 0.
Okay.
That's
your
true.
final answer?
But we don't have any Champions League trophies. We have a European trophy, but we don't have a Champions League trophy. I'm sure of that.
Okay. Correct. He said no question with dates.
Please no. I mean, you can try, man. I think I'm going okay so far, but yeah.
Alright. To the nearest 1,000, how much is the capacity of the Emirates Stadium? Difficult question.
I just came off FIFA. And I just started at Arsenal career mode, and they just told me what is the capacity of the stadium.
Yep.
Okay. If not close to between 53 and 55,000, it's close to 63 or 67,000.
I don't know if we should get that one, you know.
I think I'm close.
It is actually 60,704.
I mean,
61,000.
I mean, as our former principal would say, Mr. P, that's not correct.
Could you give the colors of the third kit for Arsenal currently?
It's navy blue and a darkish yellow.
Okay.
Like about this with yellow writing on it.
Okay, that is correct.
Alright.
Who has the most goals for Arsenal?
Thierry Henry.
Okay. Second question, follow-up question. How many goals does Thierry Henry have for Arsenal?
The nearest one.
No, that one is the exact number.
279 goals.
That is incorrect. He has 254 appearances. With
179 goals. Yes.
So this brings us near to the end. I think we have one more question.
Okay.
How many Ballon d'Ors has Thierry Henry won?
How much seconds I have to answer this?
You can take as long as you want.
How many Ballon d'Ors does Thierry Henry have?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Speaker, to my knowledge, I don't think Thierry has any Ballon d'Ors.
Okay. Well, you are correct. He was the runner-up for Ballon d'Or, but he has no Ballon d'Ors. Cool.
So here this, right? I wear size medium. It only depends on the jersey make. And I will take a great jersey. Thank you very much.
We have never stated the size nor the make of the jersey. You will take whatever price we give you. And according to our former principal, that is correct. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, man, it was really fun. It was fun.
We had talked about football. We talked a lot about football. We invite you to come on to another podcast. It's something we'll be doing weekly, so I'll advise you when to come back up and we'll have some more fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, signing out to the podcast. Anything else you'd like to say in closing?
Let's support Stevo. I mean, this is my friend from a long time. I mean, we used to give a lot of trouble in secondary school. This was more right. This was more real writing partner. We had a lot of laughs, and I know the guys feel a very genuine person, talented. And we started this video filming stuff now. So support, please. You won't regret it. So when you see your favorite movie in cinema directed by Stephen Jones, you'll say that you can jump on board now. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Signing out.
Yeah, man. Later.
Later.